guys, welcome back. I have very yellow lighting, I'm sorry. It's dusk is approaching, so I have to use my horrible yellow lights because I'm not professional. So anyway, hi, it's February 21st and I am just now starting my ACOTAR reading vlog. I actually filmed a clip on February 1st, but I had started Warcross like a few days before January, and I was like, I'll just take it to the gym and read it because I had a beat up copy and I wound up really liking it, so I wound up reading that one into February slowly, even though I really loved it, and still kind of reading slumpy. I did start this one, gosh, like 4 days ago, but I'm like 130 pages in, which isn't that great for me on the grand scheme of things, but it's pretty good. I'm reading this a lot faster than I thought. I'm sorry I didn't check in until now. I just kept reading it like before I went to bed, and then I had really busy days, but I finally had a break and I could sit and chat about it. I'm liking it. So it's way more Beauty and the Beast than I was expecting. Yeah, I just didn't expect quite so many Beauty and the Beast vibes. I know it was technically retelling of that, but I didn't know that it was so heavy. I thought it was going to be more like Throne of Glass, where it was like pretty much non-existent, the Cinderella part. Sorry, I've worn this band-aid for like 3 other videos and I never mentioned it, and it's lovely. Anyway, really liked it. I really like that Beauty and the Beast aspect. I love Beauty and the Beast retellings. I just didn't expect this to be so heavy on it. With that twist of the fae and everything. I'm so glad I'm finally getting around to it. I own them all. I'm glad that I'm enjoying them because I kind of went out of my way to trade for some of them. The only thing I'm not loving so far is I don't like when the fantasy books are kind of more of an epic fantasy where we're in a completely different world. At least I think we are. I don't think this is like in modern times, because she starts out like having to hunt for her family in the woods. So I don't like when we're in these like really in-depth detailed fantasy worlds and we have too many like modern current languages. So like she cusses a lot in this book, and I know it's new adult. I'm fine with like cussing in books if there's a place for it, but the way that she's cussing is kind of like what a teenage girl or a millennial would do in 2020. I mean, it's not like ridiculous or anything, but I just feel like it's taking me out of the fantasy world. We'll put it that way. That's the only thing that I'm not loving about it. But I'm really enjoying it. I know that there's some like bad rap and hate around this series. I don't really care. I will make my own opinions and decide how I feel about it. A lot of the things that bug people are just not going to bother me. So I just read for enjoyment, and if it's a good book, and it doesn't even have to be well written, if I'm still like enjoying the story and having fun, and I am. So I'm liking it. I like Sarah J. Maas's writing style. It's just fun and easy to follow and romantic, and the world building's kind of nice, and I'm getting a good idea of the food and the place and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. That's all I have to say about this so far. I am going to put spoiler warnings for this part right here. If you have not read this first book in the series, I am going to be talking about spoilers for the rest of the video. So if you have read this first book, you can keep watching. If you haven't read it yet, you can come back afterwards, or if you don't mind being spoiled, you can continue to watch. But I'm going to be starting to do spoilers now. I am getting a little bit confused between Lucian and Tamlin. Or at least I was. I think it's more clear in my mind now, but I was reading it when I was particularly tired one night, and so now I feel a little bit more solid on the difference between the two, because Tamlin is her actual like captor. I don't have a ton to say. I like the weird different types of fairies. I'm, 130 pages in, I'm still very loose on what the Fae world is actually like, because you're only getting the Fae world through Feyre's perspective, which is that it's horrible and the fairies are terrible and whatever. And I'm gonna guess that not all of them are, and that it's not as like dark and everything as she thinks it is, or at least parts of it aren't, and that Tamlin is the good guy and whatever. I did like the part where she kind of saw her father and then it turned out to be like a bad part of the fairy world or something. That was cool, particularly because it was kind of like, oh excuse me, because it was kind of like Beauty and the Beast, where her father comes back to get her, even though he didn't really. And then I kind of liked that she doesn't know how to read, and so he's gonna have to teach her. That's a nice little twist. But yeah, it's way more Beauty and the Beast than I was expecting, but I'm loving it. And I find it weird that the Fae have like sharp fangs. Are they like vampire Fae? I guess we're gonna have to read this to find out more. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I will update you guys. So it's Friday, and right now I have to call my husband and see if he's going out to dinner with work people tonight. If he is, I'm going to eat some cheeseburger soup that I made yesterday, which is amazing, and then watch some TV, clean a little bit, and then I'll read a little bit and go to the gym. I'm not gonna bring this to the gym. This is a paperback copy that I'm going to take with me this weekend. I do have a nice hardback copy that I have been reading, but we're going out of town this weekend and I'm gonna take my paperback version. It's still a nice version, so I kind of want to keep it nice for like trading and stuff, but I don't want to take this to the gym. I take books to the gym and I go to the sauna, and I don't want to take this one in there because it totally like, it doesn't destroy them, but it like bends the pages a little bit. So I like to take books that are kind of already beat up or ex-library or something like that. I'll read something else in the sauna tonight, but I'll probably read this at least one more time tonight and update you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow and Sunday we are going to the Sourdough Festival in Cherry Valley, which is a couple hours away. Sorry, the light is getting really dark. It's kind of work trip, kind of fun. My mom is a speaker at the festival because she has a website, and I'll link it down below in the description, that I actually work for her company. She teaches people how to make cultured and fermented foods, and sourdough is one of them, but we're also going to be talking about, or she's going to be talking about kefir and kombucha and fermented vegetables. It's all like gut health and good bacteria and probiotics. And so she's a speaker. I think she's the main speaker, which is awesome. And so she's speaking both days. So they gave us 2 rooms. It's like a resort. So they have, I think we're staying, they have these like little houses that you can stay on the property because it's kind of like a farm. They might have like a big inn that we're staying in, but I think we're staying in these little houses. I'm gonna be really excited if that's the case. There's 2 rooms for us. So my brother and then Jeff and I are all going. I had so much fun at the festival last time because they're just like fermented foods everywhere, and then they have these little booths where they have like kombucha ice cream floats and sourdough cookies and like all kinds of stuff that I make all the time, but they make better than me. And then they have things for sale like tea and fermented foods and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, we're doing that this weekend. I'm so excited because I haven't had a real vacation in a while, so like a mini vacation is great. So we're gonna go there. So I'm going to try and read the whole way there. It might be tough because we're such a chatty family, but I'm gonna try and read. I'll have like close to 2 hours of driving each way, and yeah, we'll just see. I'll film a lot of that stuff and kind of, you know, give you some B-roll and filler clips, and I will check back in when I have more to say about ACOTAR. I'm really excited. I'm not going to finish the whole series for February, which is a bummer, but I'll at least finish this one. Morning! Jeff doesn't know I'm vlogging right now. Hold on.
Nobody told me.
It's sunny.
It's not going to be sunny in a minute.
We're turning. Okay. It is Saturday. It's Saturday morning. We are headed to my mom's to pick her and my brother up to go to the drop off this guy who's mad that we got him up early. And then we are going to the Sourdough Festival. Won't be able to really film in the car with them because they'll probably make fun of me. So we're driving now. I am going to read some more. I read some more last night. I do feel like they're vampire fairies, and I'm not loving that. I think that might be one of the criticisms. I literally haven't heard any of the actual criticisms for this book because I don't like watching like spill the tea or negative videos. So I kind of want to though, like after I read this first one, because I think, I'm guessing one of the criticisms is that they're fairies that have vampire teeth. It's kind of weird. Yeah, so I'm gonna read on the way there. I think I'm 150 pages now, so I'm halfway through. And then we're gonna go to the Sourdough Festival and I'll film some stuff there. It's supposed to rain all day, so it might be kind of hard for me to film. But yeah, that's what's up today. Jeff says hi, and I'll check back in.
Why'd you cancel? There's a lot of stuff outside. So we can not listen.
Okay.
There's a lot of books out there.
Monday, February 23rd. I haven't checked in while we've been gone all weekend. So we went to that sourdough festival. My mom did a talk. We went to Palm Springs on Saturday night because it's only about 30 minutes from where we were, and had dinner, and I kind of showed my mom some shops and things that I liked in Palm Springs, which was really fun. We went to an outlet mall and it was really fun. Then Sunday morning we did another talk and had breakfast and all kinds of stuff. I showed little clips of that, so that's what all that was. We had such a fun time. They were so sweet to us. They really took care of us. They gave us free rooms and free food and all kinds of stuff for doing the talk. We had about 70 people at each of the lectures, which was really good. We sold a lot of books and things, which was really fun. And we answered a lot of questions for people that know absolutely nothing about fermenting, which is always the benefit of doing a class like that. It's so nice to meet people that are kind of new. It can be kind of difficult. It can kind of blow their minds if they're not used to fermenting and the information on all that, but really fun. So I did read probably another 50 pages like over the whole weekend, like not very much. We kind of crashed at like 8:30 on Saturday night. We were so tired from like driving that day and then doing class and then going to Palm Springs and coming back and all that stuff. So didn't get to read a ton, but I did read a lot yesterday. I probably read another 50 pages when I came home at night. So I'm at like the 220 page mark and I have some thoughts. First of all, I am really enjoying it, and I kind of knew that I would despite all of the somewhat negativity that is around it on BookTube now. I just knew that I would enjoy it because it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I like stories about fairies. Definitely understand why some people don't like it and things that kind of weird them out. Like, I get it, and it's definitely a new adult book because there are some sexual things that are kind of coming up. I'm liking it so far. It's really good. It's really fun. You know, it's just kind of like romantic and intense and magical, and yeah, I'm liking it. I'm enjoying it. I think I'm gonna really like it overall. I definitely got past the halfway point and I'm kind of like really more invested now in everything that's happening. We just met Rysand, which I'm kind of confused about because I forgot that whenever I see anything on like Instagram or whatever, it's always kind of about Rysand. I hope that's how you pronounce it. And he's obviously the bad guy, so I don't know if this is kind of like a Darkling situation or if maybe he's like a gray character. Right now he's pretty terrible and she's very into Tamlin, but I've literally never heard about anything from Tamlin on like posts and stuff. So I'm like, does Tamlin die? Does she wind up with Rysand? I don't really know. I'm interested to find that out. I love a good like charismatic bad guy. He's not quite there for me yet, but I can kind of see it coming. Honestly, the series is kind of giving me Twilight vibes. I don't know why. Like I guess it's because she's like a human girl and she's kind of in their world, even though Twilight wasn't exactly like that, but she's finding out, you know, all this information out about the fairies and how they're not as bad as she might think, but some of them are worse and they can kind of control things with the mind and stuff. All of the like vampire-y things and the ritual things are kind of strange to me. I don't know a ton about fairy lore, and it's fine if people don't follow like the exact lore because then all the books are the same. That's boring. So just kind of interesting. I'm really liking it so far. I'll update you guys more. It's Monday. I just got home from work and had some lunch, and then I'm gonna go outside and do some gardening because it's supposed to be in the 70s and higher this week. So I'm gonna plant a bunch of seedlings because they will sprout faster in warmer temperatures, and it has been too cold at night to do a lot of them, and also not that warm during the day to kind of get the seeds going. The seeds kind of, most of them need kind of heat to germinate. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna show you guys a lot of what's happening. It is crazy back there. If you guys are new to my vlogs, I usually talk about gardening quite a bit because I started doing gardening last year and I got really intensely into it. And I just wanted to give you guys an update because it has been a long time since I've done a vlog. I do live in Southern California, so things were able to grow here a lot better. We did have a frost, like one day below freezing last month, that killed all my tomatoes from last year, which was really sad. So I got to keep the fruit, but they're all dead and I had to rip them out. It's okay, I kind of wanted to start it over anyway, but it is a really bad disaster outside because Jeff dug up I had a big giant garden bed, but we realized that it was just too big because I kind of had to step in it to take care of things. So he's going to split it up and make me 2 garden beds. But he had this like raised wall where everything is on top of, and we knew that the previous owners had buried stuff in the wall. It's a whole thing. But we didn't realize like the extent of it in this particular part. So Jeff took out the garden bed and he dug up underneath and found that there were just like a bunch of concrete blocks. And that's probably why a lot of my plants didn't do better, because their roots couldn't get very big because there was probably like I don't know, 6 inches under the dirt that I had planted on top. There was a couple more inches of dirt, and then there was just these concrete blocks, so they couldn't get their roots very big, so their roots were kind of like spread out, and I planted things closely together, so their roots all intermingled, so they were fighting for nutrients. So that's probably part of the reason some of my plants didn't do good, besides me like underwatering. So that's really good to know. It makes me feel a lot better because everything kind of worked. It's just like everything was really small and not very prolific. I will take you guys back there and give you an update. Everything's completely torn up right now because he tore up that garden bed and everything, and we're like making new garden beds. We've got plants that I need to pull up and redo, and things I need to trim, and weeds I need to pull. So it's really crazy right now, and we have a fairly large backyard and we're still kind of getting used to everything. So just know that everything is a work in progress, and I hope everything will be like super, super pretty soon. But there are some fun things. I'll just kind of give you guys an update, and then we'll give more updates in the future vlogs because I know quite a few of you like that. If you don't like that, just skip ahead a little bit. But for now, I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna garden while I listen to some audiobooks that I won't really talk about, and then I will update you guys when I have read more later on, either today or tomorrow or whenever I get another big kind of chunk in. I wanted to pull the camera out last night, but I was like so tired that I just didn't want to deal with like the darkness in my bedroom and stuff. You guys wouldn't have been able to see me. So I'll see you guys soon. Okay, there's like airplanes and dogs barking and everything, so sorry about that. So this is the wall, and it goes like over the entire backyard, and then there's like another portion that goes up. But I'm going to plant mostly vegetables over this entire thing at some point. Sorry for the airplane. So this was the giant garden bed, and Jeff's gonna take this apart and he's gonna build me 2. So it was here, and a lot of this crap was all buried under here. So he dug a bunch up, and he's gonna make me new things. I got some sunflowers that I hope will bloom. We got a few things still in buckets. I'm gonna get rid of most of these just because I like the regular garden bed style more. I'm working on redoing this garden bed. So I've got some carrot seedlings here that was used to kind of be like a greenhouse, and they're starting to pop up, and I haven't decided what else I'm planting. I gotta pull this lettuce up, unfortunately, because I'm adding in more dirt, and then I'm gonna start fresh. And I've got like tons of seedlings and things popping up. Mint's doing really good. My dad actually found these really awesome sturdy tomato cages for like $2 each. Stoked about that. This is the concrete that was buried underneath the garden bed, so that's great. Hey baby, you coming to say hi? See how everything's crazy? We've got buckets full of dirt and fertilizer. I got some baby tomatoes that are doing pretty good. These are my radishes. I have these strawberry towers, so I got these at Dollar Tree, and they're actually doing really well. And I got bare root strawberries from Lowe's, so all of these were like just roots, and I planted them and they did really well. A couple of them have strawberries already coming. I'm gonna make a whole tower, and I'm gonna move this somewhere else. And then I put one over here, and then I got another bare set of bare roots at Walmart that I could kind of tell weren't gonna work. So I'm gonna have to dig these out because they're not doing anything because they were kind of dead. Yeah, and then I'll take you guys a couple more places. So this side of the yard, we planted grass in. It's doing pretty good. We plan eventually to kind of make this wall like even all the way across and add more dirt, and then we can plant more fruit trees and stuff over here. This is my little herb section. It looks terrible right now. I gotta pull weeds. Some of the things have died and some of them are coming back. It just looks kind of crazy, but I had like little fairy houses over here. And then on this fence, right now I've been working on redoing the soil and things and repainting the fence and planting. We're gonna plant like 10 tomatoes right here. We're actually taking out the cactus, which is unfortunate just because he kept getting this like bug thing on him, like those little white spots are little bugs that kind of suck the life out of him, and it was just a pain. And he grows so fast and he gets so huge, like he was way past the fence. So I think I'd rather just take him out and make this all like tomatoes and fruit and food and stuff. Yeah, and I'll take you guys one more spot. So all of this is I need to pull weeds. I actually pulled this entire area again yesterday. I need to pull them before they seed. Okay, so this is like an apricot tree I have, and he's got buds that are ready to bloom soon. which will give me apricots. This guy's blooming for the first time. I am imagining he's some kind of citrus. I think he is a lime. And he's blooming, so that's exciting because he didn't do anything last year. It is a guava tree that's not very happy with me, so I need to do some research and figure out why he's all purple and mad. This is a lemon tree back here that's just a baby, so he hasn't done much yet. And then this is a Santa Rosa plum that looks like I got my first flower opening. You can see it through the sun. So that's exciting. I didn't plant any of these. This one died. And my precious palm tree in my neighbor's backyard is so cool. So yeah, so that's the yard. And I'm just gonna go get to work. I probably won't film much. Oh, I'll show you my giant flower really quickly. Planted a couple tomatoes, and then the rest I'm gonna do from seed. These I bought. And I have these straw flowers that are amazing. I planted in the front yard, but this one is like a million times bigger. But they make these really cool straw type flowers, and they're kind of like crinkly and they last a really long time. But this is like 6 feet tall. It's awesome. Budge! So that's my yard, guys. We'll get into work. Hello everyone. It's March 5th. I think March 5th? It's March 6th. Just kidding. So anyway, I'm gonna update you guys in a little bit. So I finished it. I'm sorry I didn't do better vlogging it while I was reading it, but I only read this one before I went to bed, and I don't really like to like pull out my camera while my husband's sleeping and film myself reading it. So there's that. A few thoughts. I really enjoyed it. I understand the criticism for this book. One, because there's a lot of like kind of, well, not a lot, but there's a few smutty type things in it. And then there are some kind of, you know, ridiculous type things, like the reveal of how the curse was, where she had to kill a fairy with hatred in her heart, and then he had to catch her and she had to fall in love with him after she killed a fairy. Like, it was all very, very detailed and a bit much, but I can kind of overlook that. So the last part of this book though, when she is doing the trials and things with Amaranth, and she like goes to save Tamlin, and she has to do all these like 3 different trials, and then she's like in the dungeon, and then Rysand makes a deal with her to save her arm. That was like my jam. That was so good, and it was so different than the first half of the book, and it was very unexpected, and I flew through that last part. I really liked it. I'm officially attached. I understand why everyone likes this so much. It's not like my most favorite book of all time, but I did really, really enjoy it. And it was just like, it was fun, it was quick, it was entertaining, it was fast, it was romantic. Like, I understand criticism, which often happens when books reach a certain level of popularity. People feel like they need to start criticizing it because everybody likes it. And I feel like if you're coming at it from a place where you're criticizing it because everyone likes it, then your criticism I'm not going to listen to. If you're criticizing it just because you genuinely didn't like it, or maybe you felt like it was overhyped and it didn't meet your expectations, then that's fine. But if you're coming into it like, let's see what this book is about, I don't know why everyone likes this, but we're going to find out. And I know a lot of booktubers, unfortunately, and book reviewers do this. But I will tell you guys, so this has gotten a lot of love on BookTube and a lot of criticism as well. However, I will tell you guys that I talk to a lot of my friends that aren't on BookTube, they don't watch BookTube, a ton of them, and this is like their favorite series. So the general public adores this series. So just kind of take that with a grain of salt when you're reading things. Obviously, I gave you that spoiler warning, so I hope you've already read this by the time you're watching this video, and you probably already love this. But that's just kind of something to keep in mind, that a lot of us are really opinionated here on BookTube, and a lot of people come in to critically analyze books. I personally like to just enjoy myself while reading. That doesn't mean that I'm not critical, and it doesn't mean that, you know, things don't jump out at me, but I don't go into a book like, let's really analyze this and see if this is problematic, or see if I don't like this. Like, I go into it and I'm like, if I enjoy the book, I enjoy the book. And I enjoyed this book. So that is that, and I started ACOMAF. I'm all cool now, and I can say ACOMAF because I started it. I started it 2 days ago, so I'm already 60 pages in, which in the past would have been laughable, but for right now is awesome. I am reading it really fast. Hey guys, I'm just gonna cut myself off there really quickly. I had continued on with the video, and I was going to continue on and talk about ACOMAF because I had started reading that. But I decided to cut the video off here and just wrap it up and get it out to you guys because it's April, so it's been a while, and I haven't finished ACOMAF either, and so I'm just going to do my vlogs individually for each book. So cutting this one off here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to try to do a little bit better for my ACOMAF vlog. I know I didn't talk too much about the book, but also kind of short and sweet, so that's good. So let me know if you guys like this series, and I will see you guys next time for the next one. Bye!